Hello everyone, my name is Sam and welcome to Anexis Gaming. This is a Dark RP server I've been playing for a bit. What you see now is the start menu you first join. It tells you all the rules, there's quite a lot of them but they're really nicely said. Quite easy to understand, so if you're a newcomer and you join this server, you'll have a fair idea of what to expect. The download time to get in the server was average. It has music when you're in the downloads menu. I don't like that very much. I never did. I always find it annoying because usually I'm in TeamSpeak. But it's a personal preference, and some people will, some people won't. But that's just my opinion, and it's worth mentioning. I was a huge fan of this F4 menu. As you can see, it's very clear. Tells you exactly where you need to go. There's plentiful jobs. I have one complaint about it with the job area anyway, and there's no job description. As I've played, a lot of Dark RP before, I can generally know what these jobs are. But if a newcomer was to join the server, he'd pick one, and he might not understand what really to do with it or how to roleplay as that. So maybe that would help out a bit. There's a job that stood out to me. I've seen it on a few other servers, but usually it's a minor. But there's a job called the Lumberjack, and I think you'll see a clip in a minute. And I think more servers need jobs like these. A job where you need to grind a bit, but it's harmless. It's harmless grinding. This guy, look, there he is. There's no harm. He's just in his own little world, getting money, working for his money, not just sat and watching a money printer produce it all. Jobs like that, I'm always fond of. And yeah, look, it's a perfectly working system. I didn't know how much money he actually gets from it, but yeah, I just thought that was worth mentioning because it seemed quite fun, and if you get paid a decent amount of money for it, it's a harmless way of producing money. I really enjoyed the casino. I played it a little longer than I actually show. I managed to get a game in at one point, but I don't show it. But roulette, that was pretty fun. It took me a while to figure out how to actually do it. But yeah, I like roulette in real life, and I enjoy it in this game too. I think it'll be fun if you're playing with your friends. So yeah, if you're a bit of an online gambler or just do it for fun, then this server's definitely up your street. I appreciated the leveling up system. As you can see, I'm level 9 at the top of that right now. And with the leveling up system, that's for jobs. So like it avoids new players coming on and then instantly becoming mayor and fucking shit up. I think that's what this server tried to avoid, and it does it really well. You've got to be level. I wanted to be mayor because I wanted to get some gameplay of it, but you have to be level 20 for that, which no complaints, because that means you're going to have to play the server for quite a long time to get to that level, which is good because that's a clever way of getting people to play your server. The servers fail because there's no reason to be playing it. That's why I think there's not that many massive Dark RP servers out there, because not many of them have a system in it where it brings people back to grind and to work on to get better at. This server does that well. Most of this gameplay, I think, if not all of it, I play as police. I tried to do some other criminal jobs, but those were like level access, and I just stuck with police. So a lot of these complaints I have might be a bit biased to the police side, so there might be problems with the criminal side, but I didn't go into it. But I didn't understand why the stun gun only had one shot. You could say, oh yeah, to reduce spamming and blah, but I don't know. I think maybe maybe a rechargeable shot that every minute you can get another one or 30 seconds, so you don't spam. I just think it was a bit silly, and like if you don't die, basically you don't get another shot. I might be wrong. It might recharge, and I might not notice, but there's no indication of it recharging, so that's what I assumed. I hated the new life rule circle that happens when you die. I understand, like, in theory you're like, oh, that's not a bad idea, it avoids people NLR, breaking NLR, sorry, but it's silly because like say if you're in your base, when the raid's over you can return into your base again, but like if that circle's there, what are you going to do? You're going to stand outside just waiting for 5 minutes for the NLR circle to come down. I don't know. That's just one example. I could think of more if you give me time, but it just frustrates me, and there's no need for it, to be honest. I think if people are breaking an alarm, people will report it, and then that's the admin's duty to then sort it out. But just trust the players. I think you've got a good player base. Just trust the players and let them report them, and then you can sort it out if they are breaking an alarm. As you'll see in a few seconds, I'm a police officer, I'm a police chief, and I'm arresting a police officer. I went back to PD, as you'll see now, and I don't see him in the jail cell. That's because there's a bail system, and I don't like this bail system. I don't know how much it actually costs. I hope it's expensive, but every time I arrested someone, they just instantly bailed themselves out, and I'm like, well, what's the point? Because if it's like, say, for $100, then that's nothing. You can earn that back in literally 30 seconds. So personal preference, get rid of the bail system. I just think it avoids the point of police, and dying. Like, if we could shoot them and kill them, but like they just respawn straight away. So arresting them's the only proper way of actually punishing those who break the rules or break the law, and then giving them a bail system. If it's like 50,000, then I'd be like, okay, that's semi-fair. But then if you've got millions and millions, that's still not going to do much. Anyway, I'll stop ranting on about the same point. It's just, I felt strongly about that one. I found there was a lot of printers in this game. Well, I would say a lot of printers. I think there was 5, maybe 6, because there was one that I couldn't use, 2 that I couldn't use because I'm not a VIP. But look at that. I'm just a standard user. You can get 2 of each printer. You don't actually get too much out of these, so I guess it's relatively balanced. The economic printer, I think it's called. I don't know if it was a glitch, I was doing something wrong. I couldn't take any money out of it. Like, you'll see it in a second, I think. I go over and just nothing comes out. Yeah, look, it's just... I thought because maybe it's called economic printer, that means you have to wait like a certain amount of time. I went back like 20 minutes later and it still wouldn't let me take anything out. But yeah, the printers are pretty simple. There's not really any loss. They're quite expensive, and you'd get your money back if you kept them nice and safe. The building was relatively simple. They had pretty much everything that you need for a standard base. I never like these those type of keyboard. I think they're just quite complex. I managed to figure it out. I was on a server that used the same one. I think I did better on this one than I did on the other one, but I just think you can't go wrong with the standard keypad. But that's just my personal opinion. Again, I'm not saying you should. It's not bad. I just personally prefer the standard keyboard and fading door kind of thing. I found the standard weapon for the police, the HK USP, to be almost useless. Yeah, you'll see it here. I do manage to get a lot of shots on him, but even sometimes I think it's slightly broken. I'm not just saying this because I ended up dying, but like I felt like he was in my crosshairs quite a lot as I was pulling the trigger, and it never even hit him. I don't know. I might be missing something, but from what I've seen and what I've played, it wasn't the best gun for a police chief or even just a standard police officer to be using. Just maybe get like a better pistol or a shotgun or something without. But then again, we are pretty OP anyway with the handcuffs and the stun button or the whatever it's got, just a standard police button. So I guess it is relatively balanced. So I'll give you that one. I was looking through the leaderboard. It was peak time, I think. There was about 40ish people on. It's a 55 slot server. There was 3 admins on, which isn't bad. I think peak times usually 4 or 5 is probably better. But 3 is certainly ample. I did an experiment at some point with a civilian. You'll see him soon. I think it was that mayor there, but he's a civilian later. It was the mode. Putin he was called. I did an experiment. I asked him if I could kill him, and then he reports me to the admins and see how the admins handle the situation. He was like, yeah, sure. So kill him. Admin responded relatively quickly. I think it was about a minute, but like I said, like it's peak time and there's only 3 admins on, so I'm not gonna have a go for that. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes in your server. But he came, he took us up, and it was professional. He was respectful. he didn't have a mic, which I always find problems with. If it's just broken or it's temporary, then fair enough. Like, I'm not gonna rant on about that. But if you just generally don't have a mic, or you're too scared to use a mic, I don't know. Um, I don't like that. I think it's a lot more charismatic and professional to be, you know, hearing the voice, and it also like helps understand the tone of the tone of voice. Like if they're shouting, if they're talking calmly and quietly, respectively, you can't really tell when you just type in. Yeah, here's the guy now. I don't know what the rules and regulations are for admins, but personally, I prefer an admin with a mic. The weapons are relatively cheap. There was a gun deal that I bought a shotgun from. It was only 3,000. I didn't even get to end up using the gun because I died. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I don't know if it was because I think he gave me a discount. It might be more usually. But yeah, ammo dispensers, as you can see here. I've never seen this in Dark RP ever before. I might have done in the corner of my eye, but I haven't actually noticed them before. And yeah, that's a really cool idea of getting ammo. So that's pretty much my review, guys. I'm gonna give it an overall rating of 9. That's the highest rated server I've done so far for a review. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best or anything like that, but I just, all my negative comments about this server was just petty. Like, the admins were good. The one thing that, like, I was a bit disappointed with, and it was a bit of the player base. They are good, but it just felt like a free for all in this game. I've on like Civil Gamers, another RP server. It felt like everyone was like a team almost. But in this one, it just felt more of a free fall, and that's what kind of let me down. I just felt like I was alone in the server, and I don't think that's good. Sorry for no more gameplay. I didn't edit as much as I should have done. That's just my mistake. So now you can see the Garry's Mod menu for a few minutes. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts of the server, and yeah, it was a solid 9. Like, there was just petty things. The server alone was good. I just wish the players, I felt like more of a team. And when I was a police officer, like would think we'd all be together, but we wasn't. It was just a mess. Everyone was messing around. But yeah, the forums. I went on the forums. That I'll be posting this video in there. So you guys can see the video too. But yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching. I'll make another video maybe to talk about like how I rate it and what you should probably think before you watch a review, because a certain review I did was negative, and that got really, like, that was like dislike bombed and etc. So I might just make a video to clear the air a bit. I don't know. I'm just going on now. So have a nice day, guys. Subscribe if you want to watch more reviews, and like this if you liked it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.